Hey guys, it's Rosalinda. For this project, I'm using two of these star-shaped canvases. I am going to make an American flag, so I am using folk art chalk paint in the color nautical and some Tuscan red. I had previously drew the lines to make the stripes on the flag, and I'm grabbing a very fine brush to paint inside of those lines to create the red stripes first. And once I liked the way they looked, I believe I gave 2 to 3 coats on here. I did do more than one, just to make sure there were no white showing through. I dried it with my heat tool, and then I'm using some of this chalk paint in the color Plaster by Waverly to go over the white. And I am now grabbing my stencil and my plaster chalk paint to create the stars. Once I created all those stars, I dried it with my heat tool, and I grabbed the second piece of canvas, which I will be using in the back. And I put some Jenga blocks, and in order for the Jenga blocks and the openings not to show, I added some of this chunky twine, and now I'm using a wooden tag. I'm going to paint that with plaster and stamp it with this Pledge of Allegiance stamp that I got at the thrift store. I want to give it a very distressed look, so I'm using my Bare Antique wax, and I kind of want to make it to look like a very distressed, very old, dirty paper tag. So I worked my way in with the wax and made it look very faded, very dirty. I also did the same with the star, and I went around it and on the stars and the stripes. I am now making a bow with a bunch of my coffee stained fabrics and some laces here. I love the way the coffee stained fabrics look. So I'm using different colors here just to match the American flag. And some of this beautiful red lace. Once I created the bow, I fluffed it out and I added the tag, and I'm also adding this rusty star. This is from Temu. I'm also using some of this rusty wire from Factory Direct Crafts, and I just added that to the top, and I just love the way this turned out. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it, and I hope that you guys get inspired. Thank you and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.